So sorry for the. Took me a long time to figure out how everything works. um, Today I'm going to be talking about Dragon Magazine. If you're old enough to know what Dragon Magazine was, it was a magazine that came out every month that helped you as a gamer to do a better game of Dungeons and Dragons. Um, in the back, there was a cartoon called What's New with Phil Dixie. And, you know, won't go into that all that much. But in one of the issues, somebody gifts them a dragon, and then the thing starts reproducing. And then all of a sudden, Phil and Dixie has a ton of dragons. They don't know what to do with them. So they get a consultant to come in, guy wearing a tie. He goes, "Oh, is this your problem? No problem at all. We're going to call them medieval barbecuers or, you know, um, reptilian lighters or, something." So, so they sell all these dragons, branding them as something else. And just when they think they've gotten rid of the last dragon, of course, somebody buys one of the dragons and gives it to them as a gift. A few nights ago, Wizards of the Coast puts out, and I want to get this right. Do I have it up still? No, I don't. It was basically it was the one D&D survey results, and the guy Jeremy Crawford, I guess he's the developer of D&D now. He gets on there, and I want to I want to start out right away. I get it. You're reselling what you already sold, and I have no problem with that. You know, especially if you would to just be upfront and go, you know what? We thought about just using what we did in third edition, but you see, you can't do that because when you're selling something to somebody, they want something new. They want something different. So he gets on there. I want you to go into. Please look it up. It's on the D&D YouTube page, um, and I don't know who was interviewing him. Some cute little guy. But anyway, they are in this interview, and Crawford is explaining the percentiles of feedback and what the feedback is. Now understand, they've already decided what they're going to do with one D&D. Now the way they're going to present it or the way they do a rule, they're going to change that if the outcry is enough. I truly believe they are going to listen to these surveys to some extent, but understand it's already been chiseled into stone what they're going, whatever it is they're going to do, they're going to do. But at one point, well, the very first thing he goes, the really big, you know what was the number one thing everybody loved? We're going to put everybody's getting a feat at first level. I couldn't stop laughing to save my life because I thought, oh, you mean like third edition? you know, that's what you did. You had things. That's where you get the term feat, right? It's a third edition term. So, but this was the best part of it. He was selling it like we're going to give this to you. We're doing this. This is you know this is one D&D. You're going to get a feat at first level, and then at the same time, like literally the next sentence, he goes, "We know a lot of people don't use." you don't say. If you don't play fifth edition, because a lot of people on here don't play fifth edition. Um, Fifth edition is this very superpower. I've called it. My take on it is basically, it's Wizards of the Coast Hasbro, who sells board games. They want games that people can just play and have fun and want to play them again. Hasbro don't give a shit about D&D. They don't give a shit what you do, why you do it, just as long as you have fun. And so they go, well, I can imagine whoever was the leftovers of Wizard of the Coast when they bought it, explaining to Hasbro what the game was. Oh, I can just hear at Hasbro, you can die in this game. We don't want that. Try not to make certain they don't die. Well, you gotta kind of have it. It's part of the game. Well, make it really hard. I bring that up because the feat system, the reason why a lot of people don't use feats, or at least anybody that's ran the game long enough, is because they're so fucking overpowered. I mean, you're already a superpower superhero as it is. Then you add a feat onto it. I'll give you an example. I ran Tomb of Horrors 5th edition through the Yawning Portal. And a friend of mine, he played monk with the Dungeon Delver feat. Now, you talk about two optimizations. The monk could probably gone through the module without needing a feat, but now he has this feat. So, and to all of our dismay, I had read it, I'm running it, but until you run something, you don't really know. Gary, he he hadn't been into a horse for like 20 years, so we weren't really knowing that. So like the first two traps, Gary just does, he just walks around them. They're nothing. They don't do anything. And most of these traps are poison, of course. And by that time, you're either immune to it, or I think he was immune to poison because he was a monk. But anyway, he thought, well, I'll go ahead and ahead of the team and just set off these traps because they're not doing anything to me. And that's what he did. He went through this whole module, and it was like the tomb of. So, bringing it back to the survey, they're going to give you a fee at first level. And again, great idea. 3rd edition is done already. Now, am I saying don't do that? No. But don't get online and act like you just came up with that idea. It's like that. It's like that movie, Drop Dead Gorgeous, where Kirstie Alley comes up with these slogans for the Teen USA thing. Mayor I can, and she's like, "Where do I get this stuff? It's just amazing." It's it's like these oil salesmen. They're like, you get a fee at first level, but then going back and he has to acknowledge that no one, a lot of people don't like them, and he's like, we're not making you use feats. We're just putting but they are, because they're giving you a fee at first level, and you got to use that fee, or at least that's going to be the norm, the standard when somebody comes to a one D&D game, and they're going to expect it to be ran that way, right? So anyway, what they're doing is they're selling you dragons. It's not 3rd edition. It's 1D&D. I just love it. I don't know. I could talk more about it. I don't really know though if I should. I mean, it becomes rambling, right? But anyway, the purpose of this video is to point you to that video to watch it and see. Just I just found it hilarious. Selling something that and it kind of it's kind of sad because of course that's what's going to be. It's going to be 1D&D. They're going to push it. There's going to be a huge amount of people that are going to be playing it. And the sad part for me, somebody who has been playing D&D since the 70s, excuse me, been playing it since the 70s, is to see that people who are not going to get to really see how enjoyable the game really enjoyable the game is, and how rewarding playing the game as it was in these older editions. I mean, even funny enough, even like a third edition, which I would not call old school OSR. I wouldn't call, that's third edition is truly the modern editions. But even as something as complicated as third edition still had a little bit of that old school in it, right? Um, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with. I'll be there to see it. Um, I bought Beyond the Witchlight, and that was my last book. I was not happy with that book at all. I mean, there was parts in it, okay, but what I'm seeing now is what they could be doing and what they're not doing is it's a very long distance, and it's you know I mean I can buy the books, but what am I going to do with them? They're not really up to snuff, and this is coming from somebody who's been running for so long where I can do it almost on a spot now. So I get it, it's me, it's not you, but it's still uh I don't know. I won't get into it. Go and watch the video. One D&D survey. Jerry Crawford trying to resell you that dragon.